nice, you know, it's always nice to take the back roads when you can. You know what they say? Travel the path less traveled, or whatever they say. I don't know how that saying goes, but you know what I mean. And I need to just figure out how to get back home, because I don't know where I'm going. So I'm going to figure out how to get home as soon as I figure out where the heck I am going. How do I get where I'm going? Apparently I can go this way. And I hope I'm not going the wrong way. And I'm definitely going the wrong way, okay? Okay, I've had enough adventures for one day. I've got a tranny on my mind, and it's time to go put it back together. I'll see you guys at the shop. Well, hello all of my lovely YouTube people, and welcome back to my truck. We are going on a little tiny mission today. Probably not so much of an adventure, but definitely a mission. I am just having tranny drama. Yeah, this transmission that I've been working on, this 4-speed ratchet top for my dad's shovel head, has just been like an ongoing, never-ending like nightmare, to say the least. It's just one of those jobs where it's like every time that I think I'm able to get it done, there's something that gets in the way of me actually getting it done. And yeah, it's just getting to the point where it's pretty ridiculous. And I was in my shop last night, like I've seriously gone to put this thing together so many times, thinking that I have everything I need, and then realizing when I actually get into it that I don't have everything I need, and the things that I don't have are critical components that I cannot go back and replace later on because they're like all internal parts. This happened to me the first time where I realized that my counter shaft, the shaft itself, was worn out. I talked about that in a previous video, and I had to order another one of those, and my V-twin orders at the shop that I deal with, they take a couple weeks to come in because everything comes from the States. They don't put orders in every day, they put them in once a week, so it took a couple weeks for that. I'd already waited like 3 weeks for the parts that I'd ordered on my first order because that order ended up getting lost in the mail somewhere and then eventually made its way to my shop. And now this time around, I had ordered the thrust washer for the counter shaft that goes between first gear and the case, and by all my math, I'd done all my measuring and everything like that. So you're supposed to have a 0.007 inch to a 0.012 inch of end play in the counter shaft, and by all of my math, everything should have worked out with the size of thrust washer that I ordered. It should have given me enough gap to actually have a little bit of leeway either way, and everything would have been good. But when I went to go and put this thrust washer into the counter shaft cluster yesterday, then it was just, it was so clear that it was way too thick for what I needed, and there was definitely going to be no end play in there. So that was just super frustrating, and it's just been like one thing after another with this thing. And it's not like you can run into a problem like that where you need a part and then, you know, just run off to the shop and go get the part and be back to work the same day. Not like that when you have to order parts. So last night I was determined that I was going to get this transmission done, but sometimes our determination doesn't actually determine the outcome of our circumstances. So I had another transmission in my cupboard, a 4-speed turbine top with the same guts and everything, and I was so determined. I was like, I'm going to take the countershaft cluster out of this one, that's it. I am salvaging the thrust washer out of this transmission. But lo and behold, that countershaft was completely seized in the bushings in the case, so that was not coming out. And upon further inspection, once I kind of calmed my nerves a little bit and decided to use my brain, I went to compare the two, and the one that's in there isn't any thicker than the original thrust washer that I was trying to replace. So that was not going to work. But I did go on the internet, and thank you for Facebook. It does come in handy in so many ways. I went and actually put a post on a shovelhead group that I'm part of in desperate search of a thrust washer ASAP, and a guy in Salmon Arm, which is about an hour and 20-minute drive away from me, told told me that he's got a whole kit of them that he can sell me for a pretty decent price. So that is my mission today. I'm driving to Salmon Arm to go and get a thrust washer just so I can get this stupid transmission back together. Maybe the transmission's not stupid. It's probably some of my decisions that have been a little bit along the way, but I'm learning, so I got to give myself a little bit of slack, I guess. And yeah, that's what we're doing. We're taking a drive to Salmon Arm to go get a pack of thrust washers and probably paying twice what they are worth in fuel, but at least I'll have this transmission done and off of my plate of despair. It's not really despair. I'm probably just being really dramatic, but it definitely has been way more dramatic than it should have been for a simple job that should realistically take a few hours. Anyway, I think my gas is done pumping now, so we're gonna hit the road. I think last time I was driving through Vernon with you guys, I was going to pick up my Dyna. That was way back at the beginning of my YouTube adventures. And now we're like 2 years in, I think. Is it? Just about, yeah. In May, it'll basically be like 2 years in to my YouTube life, which I did not foresee. Really did not foresee. Me being a YouTube person, having a bunch of YouTube people watching me do my life. My motorcycle life, anyway. Almost every time that I drive through here on my own, heading north, I always miss the turn I need to take to go to get me where I need to go or whatever, and I always end up just continuing on the highway like I'm lost in space. Enderby, BC. Lots of little towns along this route. Lots of little old towns, little communities. So we're about, how long away? Hold on, let me check my map. Oh, we're about 21 minutes away from these washers, so that's pretty good. That hour sure flew by. I'm just gonna keep driving and listening to my music, and I'll see you guys after I grab these washers. Guys, that guy definitely seems like a great connection to have, because he used to have a shop actually down on the coast for like 30 years, so he's got all kinds of parts for like the old shovel heads, pan heads, stuff like that, and he sounds like he's planning on actually opening something or just doing a little bit of extra work on the side out of his shop eventually when he gets that set up. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool, it sounds like. So he's definitely a good connection to have. I gave him my contact information, I got his contact information, and if I'm looking for parts, then he's gonna be one of my go-tos for sure. So it's great. I actually just love like getting out here and just making connections and stuff, and like, you know what, motorcycles, no matter whether you're riding them or fixing them, they seem to always give you a great excuse to just get out and meet people And it's just so cool because there's so many instances that I've even found my own self in where I'll just be out on my bike, or if I wasn't doing something that involved my motorcycles, there's like so many people who I would have just never talked to. And that's one thing that I just love about motorcycles, is that they just like bring people together no matter what, like whether you're riding or fixing them or whatever, like, and especially the older ones, because you find yourself always kind of just having to make personal connections to get the parts and stuff that you need. Like this thrust washer, I was having such a hard time finding it anywhere online. I couldn't find it anywhere available in Canada, and to get the pack of thrust washers that I just bought off of him for $45, it would have cost me that plus an extra $40 for shipping, plus I would have had to wait like probably a week and a half for it to show up from the States. And yeah, it just really helps just to have like personal connections with people, especially guys like him who've been working on the old stuff and know so much more. Like I've talked to him for quite some time just about like my cam that I've got in my shovel head right now and stuff like that, and just like what to expect with that. So yeah, great connection. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbering on about that. On my way back to Kelowna here, I want to stop up at this shop called the Hog Pen and see what they've got going on, and maybe they'll let me bring my cameras in there, maybe they won't. Anyway, there's a couple of stops I want to make along the way home, and you might as well make an adventure out of it. If you're having to go on a mission, it might as well be an adventure mission. No matter what time of year it is, there's always beautiful scenery. Okay guys, so I just stopped along the side of the road here because there's this really cool looking spot that I've always wanted to check out, but it's always closed every time I drive by, and it's closed right now, but I still wanted to just kind of show you guys it because it's pretty cool looking spot. I call it the Dinosaur Farm, and I'm going to show you why. So you can see why I call it the Dinosaur Farm. They've got all these dinosaur statues and stuff, and like they've got like a goat run up there, so like a little wooden goat run, I guess, where the goats walk, or maybe people can walk. But they've got like this cool display out in their yard, and yeah, it's just so cool here. It's actually like an old barn, and it's actually called the Log Barn 1912, and what it is it's actually like a log barn that I guess a Mennonite family lived back in like the early 1900s, and they started selling like their produce and stuff out of it, and then it just got really well known for like its good produce and its food and stuff, and now it's like a big kind of a tourist attraction more than anything. But I guess they've tried to keep like the Mennonite traditional food and stuff, and I've never been in here myself, so I can't really say what it's like or anything like that personally, but it's a cool looking spot, and it's definitely like somewhere that I want to go inside one day just to check out, because like, look at dinosaurs. Yeah, it just looks cool. So anyway, it's cold out here. I just wanted to stop and show you guys that because we're on an adventure, right? Alright guys, so this is Pleasant Valley Road is what it's called, and it looks like it's a road that actually just bypasses the highway going from Salmon Arm to Vernon. So it looks like we're getting into Vernon right now, and yeah, I think it's gonna be like a riding road for me. I'm gonna have to definitely come and check it out on my bike sometime. I like discovering new roads for my bike. I feel like winter's a good time to do that, just to drive around and, you know, find good riding roads so that when you are on your bike you can just ride. Alright guys, so coming back through Vernon on the way home, there's actually a little shop here called Thunder Alley Hog Pen, and they're a little parts supplier, sell gear, parts, stuff like that. So I'm just going to do a little walk around and yeah, check it out. Alright, these guys have got a little bit of everything. They've got gear. They've even got like a little Sportster for sale in here, which is a pretty decent price in my opinion. And yeah, they've even got an upstairs, which I love. I love upstairs parts. Just adds so much to the adventure. So let's just have a little quick peruse and then we're gonna hit the road because it is getting late and I have a transmission to put together. Okay, we've got like little ornaments. Little display here. Yeah, and check out this Sportster, guys. It's like an 883 super low, and it's $8,500 for this guy. It's got your windshield and your bags. On this side, see if you can see it a little bit better. Nice. Yeah, it's not a bad price at all for that. I don't think, anyway. Nice paint job. It's actually got a bit of a metallic in the paint, which is nice. Stickers, which are always fun. I like my stickers. They even got some Indian stuff here, so if you ride an Indian. Derby covers, points covers, saddlebags and stuff. Patch wall. Got some cool patches. Ladies gear. These are ladies Kevlar leggings. And these like feel like super heavy duty. So for any of my lady viewers. Alright, and we got the parts section here. And we all know, we believe in this to be fact. Not all of us do, but I don't know. I guess sometimes it can be true. Right. Got different bars up here. All kinds of parts and stuff. Different gaskets and things. Little sail table. And they even stock the old parts, hey, you were saying?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, all the way back to ULH, hey? Yeah, nice. That's always good to know. It's always good to know where to get old parts for our old, out-of-style bikes. Cool. Hey, look, a crow. Alright, sheepskins for those cold winter rides. Alright, let's go check out to the upstairs. Gloves. These guys have a good selection of gloves. Actually, I was needing gloves not too long ago. Yeah, that's not even a bad price. Actually, this is the exact pair that I got recently. Nice. Hey, we got some ladies' jackets. These are some nice jackets up here. Hey. Oh, hey. Some helmets. These helmets actually don't look like they're too mushroomy. Boots, they got everything here. Everything you could need for gear. That's good. Good place to know about. So, a bunch of heated gear here. Actually would love to get some heated gear in this stuff. Freedom is made in Canada. So, like, to support my Canadian people. Cool. Well, last pitch stop of the road trip home. Let's head back to the truck. So that was Thunder Alley Hog Pen, and that's in Vernon, BC. Wendy and Jack are the owners, and they are pretty nice people, super friendly couple. And they've got all kinds of apparel and stuff, as you guys saw, accessories, patches, stickers, and even parts. They can even order parts, and he said they go all the way back to the ULH for the parts that they can order. So that is super handy, and it's always good to know. Well, I'm back in my shop, and it was a pretty good day, guys. I got to meet some cool old biker guy that sounds like he's a really good hookup for parts and stuff, and knowledge when it comes to the old stuff. Also got a phone call from another guy because he saw my Facebook search, and yeah, I just got off the phone with him, so he's really knowledgeable too. So I'm making some good connections, and I'm gonna show you guys just a glimpse of the chaos that ensued last night. This is what happens when Angel just wants to get a job done and doesn't have the parts to get the job done, and thinks that she can salvage them out of other parts, but it did not work. This counter shaft is so seized inside of this case, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, that's a project for another time. This is my concern, and I can finally fit my counter shaft shim and be done with this job. I'm so done with this job. Oh my gosh. But that is the way that it goes with these old things. We've already talked about it. I'm well aware. I'm probably just a whiner because, I don't know, you just kind of want things to go quickly and smoothly, and it usually never do. But now I've got everything I need, finally, hopefully, and it's just time to actually put this thing back together. But thank you for coming along for the ride and listening to me rant and cry and all of these other things that I do. And like always, if you guys like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like this video, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do. And like always, I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace. Does everything have to be so hard to do? I just want to get my jacket on. Just fighting with it. Fighting with my jacket. Alright, I might be Canadian, but I've definitely had enough of this cold weather. Ugh.